Hi. We're coming near the end. I'm at the Philbrick Arts Center in Tulsa. I used to sneak into this place when I was a kid, and the guards would sort of look around and ignore me. My father actually had some paintings here as part of a Native American display, and I kind of grew fond of the place, and the security guards would let me in. So it's kind of a neat place, and I find myself now going back to the places that feel safe, that were touchstones for me when I was a child, or at least when I lived here. So I was able to, reconnect with bits of myself, and bits of myself that were me when when my father was here. So yesterday we laid him to rest. There was a service at the chapel, or at the funeral home, so we were able to meet as a family. And then it was long. It was basically 2 steps short of an altar call, which Baptist services tend to be. And Brother JD did a good speaking, as they like to say. And then we had a moment. The family had a moment alone when the congregation left. The coffin was opened, the flag was pulled back, and we said goodbye. That was it to the final mortal remains of my father. And so each of us had a chance to say what really counted and say what we felt one last time. And for some, it was shattering. For some, it was simply an expression of something they'd already said before. That was my case. So it was over, said and done. And then we took Dad to the National Cemetery, a quick drive, accompanied by police. That was nice. And then a final soldiers or sailors goodbye. There were Navy adjuncts there, and that was it. As the minister said, from here on out, the casket and all the other appropriate flowers belong to the United States government. The contents belong to you. And we went back and had quite a memorial feed at the Elm Tree Baptist Church. And I forgot what it was like to have a good old-fashioned Cherokee comfort food blowout. And then there were stories, and there were I've got a chance to share the story of my father and his turn in Jim Thorpe All-American. It was kind of nice to see people who knew him back in the day and knew that he could probably blow Burt Lancaster out of the water. And but they had never heard the story of him and the race, and that was kind of a neat thing to do. And my laptop was there, and I got a chance to share it. So, all told, it was incredibly painful, and shedding tears at that moment, I suspect, was like opening a bathroom spigot on the Grand Coulee Dam. There's that amount of emotion that still has yet to be released. Losing my father hurt, and I will talk about it and think about its effect for quite a long time. Losing my mother hurt, and that I still think about it practically every day. And now I don't think about my father. I think about my sister. They are parts of my life, and they were then, and they still are now. And maybe that's a lesson. And there is a certain amount of, speaking of comfort food, there's a certain amount of justice, or there's a certain amount of message that can come from this. And in all of the odd places, it happened at a donut shop. All right, in this bag is a blueberry cake donut that my nephew, Justin, baked. It comes to the donut hole on South Peoria. and it's really good. I've had 2 already, so I'm going to save this for after lunch. And I suspect that this capacity of his to make food, to be hospitable to people, comes from the influence of my mom, who was a housekeeper. And as Annie Watermelon said after her funeral, after Mom's funeral, she was a good cook. Tell him she was a good cook, which is the highest compliment that a Cherokee woman can give to another. I would say that my father is a lucky hunter, was a lucky hunter, which in my experience is the highest compliment that a Cherokee man can give to another Cherokee man. I don't know, I'm gonna have to live through this and find out. But it means that Justin makes good donuts because they make people happy. They give comfort to people. They give nourishment to people. And my father, as a student, because of that harmonica, because of the way he comported himself, and the fact that he beat Burt Lancaster in a damn race, makes people happy, makes them more comfortable with themselves. And maybe that's something that I can do in my life, both through my music, especially through my music, and through teaching, and through just being myself. I don't know, but I suspect that's the major lesson that I've learned from all of this. I end as I began, here at my secret garden in the Tulsa Garden Center. It seems so long ago that I stood here that first night that Dad went into the hospital, and I came here to find solace. And weirdly enough, I found solace online, being able to say how I feel in a way that I cannot do, as you know, in person. So thank you for all of your kindnesses and for all of your thoughts, and for all of your tolerance in letting me get through this. It meant a great deal, and whatever lessons I have found myself able to learn now and in the future is because of the awareness that I was able to maintain, because your support gave me the strength to confront them and to live with them. So we shall see where we proceed from here. There's work to be done, donuts to be made, and music to be written, and dances to be danced. So thank you again, and I wish you all the best joy, and thank you again. Be well.